Hi and welcome back to part 2 of this review of Thor and Odin, and we'll carry on with the Odin figurine, which has to be my favourite of the two, I must say. Here's a picture of the inner sleeve, which has a picture of the figurine itself with a brief history of the character. Like I said before, this seems to be a thing they're doing now with this little inner sleeve, which covers the main accessories. Okay, and here's the contents of the box. You have the figurine to the side with the cape attached to the figurine. The helmet, like on Thor, the additional swap over hairpiece for if you're having the figure displayed with or without the helmet. A good selection of hands, open hands, clenched fists for holding the spear, so on. Okay, and additionally to that you have this champagne electro-plated coloured movie accurate Spear of Heaven that the character, I think, uses to banish Thor back to Earth. Could be wrong, but I'm sure that's what he uses. Okay, here's the accessories. Good selection of hands. As I said, you've got the kind of pointing finger, you've got the angled hand for holding the spear, clenched fists for holding the spear in either hand, open hand, and then a set of actual proper clenched fists. Copper coloured helmet. This is really nicely sculpted, far better looking than the Thor one, I think. It is a nice looking piece of armoury, that. As I said before, the swap over hairpiece and the nameplate of the character and the film, and the Spear of Heaven, as I've just mentioned, which is quite a long piece of kit. Okay, let's have a closer look at the figurine itself. As with Thor, you've got a nice combination of fabrics, plastic, PVC. Nice job done on the armour. As with Thor, you've got these kind of trademark circular armoury discs, which are obviously a trademark of these particular characters in the comic. Here's a back shot. We can have a closer look at the cape or cloak. This doesn't disattach as it does with the Thor, but again it's nicely tailored with all of the pleats and so on already sewn in, so no messing about with the cape. You can see you've got these different little drop levels there. It's always nice to see some nice tailoring on that. If we move the cloak over to one side, let's have a look at the back again. Continuation with the plastics, PVCs. Nice job done on the costume, as I mentioned before. You have got the fabric on the arms opposed to the armour scaling on the Thor. Let's get to the sculpt, which I think is the standout piece on this. The actual likeness to the actor Anthony Hopkins is excellent. To be honest, these two figures, the Thor and Odin, were a late decision for myself. I think I really needed to see the film to finally kind of give me the nudge to part with some money on these. The Thor figure was a no-brainer, that was an obvious purchase, but the Odin one really came a bit later, and I'm so glad that I did, because in hand I do prefer this figurine over the Thor one. You can see some close-up details of the armour there. Really good job. And I will point out that if they've got the license to do a likeness of Anthony Hopkins, it would be great to see them do a Hannibal Lecter, and actually let this sculptor do that particular job, because I think it'd be an excellent collectible. Okay, and here's the figurine with all of the accessories attached. We'll swap the hair over and put the helmet on and give him his spear, and put him on his name on his stand. As you can see, I think this figurine looks far better with the helmet on, although it does kind of detract away from the excellent sculpt. So it's one of those things that you have to make the decision. That is just a brilliant sculpt. It's so is Anthony Hopkins that it's scary. It really is. And like I said, he just looks far better to me personally than the Thor. Although the Thor is still a good figure, but over the two, surprisingly, this one is my favourite. Okay, and here's the figures as I've displayed them, all lit up in the display cabinet and posed. Taken the hammer out of Thor's hand and actually put it onto the rock incrustation and had him as if he's reaching for the hammer. Just a nice little display piece in the centre. So I don't know how popular the Odin figure is going to be. I would say probably, obviously, the Thor figure is going to be that more popular. But it is well worth getting the Odin figures. You can see them together. You may agree with me that it is an excellent sculpt. And you possibly may agree that, like myself, that it is actually, I think, slightly better. All we need now is the Loki figure to complete, and that'll be an excellent collection of figures for the Thor movie. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.